How tall do you think Wrenched with his hair is?
Wait, what?
So-
you say like
so
the
look,
statistic
so-
with the hair?
Yeah, with the hair, because
included?
the hair's so poofy.
You include your hair in when you're making your height measurements?
No, but like I'm curious because I
Oh.
know Wrenched is getting close to the 6-foot side. He's not exactly there yet, but with the hair, I think he can make it
Oh yeah.
because
I
of
don't
how
know.
poofy it is.
I would never consider.
Well,
hair
you gotta think
in the
about it this way.
equation.
Whenever we were growing, right? When we hit our growth spurt,
When
you were
we were
we
growing.
were growing. Yeah, whenever we were growing, when you were 5'10", when you're in that area, you're like, dude, I want to be 6 foot so bad.
No,
so
actually, I never-
you would
I
not
never
measure
really
yourself
thought
like
about it.
every other day trying to
No.
see if you're 6 foot.
Dude, I like grew irregularly fast.
Me
super
too. I
early,
went from 5'9" to
and
6'2"
and
in
it
1
just-
year.
It just happened.
Dude,
No,
did
not
your
5'9".
knees hurt really bad during
No,
that
actually,
point?
I never had
Oh,
that.
dude, I had tendonitis for a solid year whenever I was growing.
I'm not talking about like 5'9" to 6'2". I'm talking like 5'2" to 6'2". Like I'm
Jeez,
saying
you
like
didn't have any growing pains?
No, it just happened all at once.
Just
ridiculous.
randomly, just
So I never
You went
had,
to
like-
bed and you woke up and your feet were hanging off the bed.
Yeah,
You're like,
definitely
oh.
was just like I'm tall now. Okay, I have to deal with this. No growing pains whatsoever. Just kind of like, oh, but this twin-sized bed is not working.
Oh,
right now.
I still sleep on a twin size.
You have to stop that. You have to stop that
Dude,
right now.
well, you see,
How do you stand there?
Yeah,
or do you enjoy having your legs hang
off?
off the edge of the bed?
Well, you see, I don't sleep with the actual cover on. I sleep with just a blanket, like an actual
Oh.
blanket. I sleep with one sheet because it's Texas. It's hot in here.
Yeah, it's boiling. This
So
is
I-
not Florida. We were just there.
Yeah, we were actually. I didn't go.
Oh, that's true. Well, you
I missed out on Daytona.
you got to avoid a lot of humidity. That's for sure.
I'm used to it though.
That's true.
I'm used to 100 degrees with slight humidity, but not too much humidity.
Hair measurements aside, game number 1 is coming up here pretty soon.
And you know, Eggsoup, he walked up to me. The first thing he did, I was playing twos. He just walked up to me, smacked me on the shoulder, and was, "Hey, Gobi." He was like, he's one of the few people that doesn't that actually genuinely just walks up to you and just is happy to see you and always energetic and full of energy, even though he has a
Are you
stone
sure
cold face
that
right
we're
now.
talking about the same Eggsoup? Did you see that Eggsoup on the interview earlier today?
No,
That was not there.
he didn't have that
The
energy.
level of energy was definitely not there. I am actually
Well, you see,
baffled.
you want to know why? It's because he's serious right now. He has to be in a certain
I
mindset
see. Right.
to maintain this composure so that he can. Yeah, look at him.
yeah. He's serious right now, and then the face
Yeah.
changes.
Well, you know, he still has a bit of the energy inside of him, but he has
I
to make
guess
sure
so.
he's saving it for the game. He has to make sure that he uses that to
You know, I
focus
just
to his
realized
aggression.
the reason why LDZ picks this crossover skin for Dusk is because it's doing the same pose that he does in his Twitter picture.
Yo!
I just noticed that. That's crazy.
Look at the smug face from Eggsoup on there.
Twitter.com/LDZ36, I think, is what it is.
I have no clue.
Check it out. It's the same. They're basically the same person.
Wrench getting a nice little Sarah.
Wait, he is on Brawlhalla. You weren't kidding. Okay. Oh,
interesting and Sigrid, but I mean it hit.
Now, both our neutral stick doesn't have to carry you up from the beginning. They hit you with the end.
Well, it's because it's just a constant hitbox
Yeah.
the entire way, so people can just walk into it even if they see it or mispunish it and get hit.
I really
by
think
it.
it's an underrated signature.
It's underrated, but only in specific situations. Otherwise, if you just throw it out randomly, it's going to get punished, and it's going to get punished hard.
Right. Ooh. Egg doing that little dash jump.
You
down
see
air.
how Wrench is playing the hammer is.
Ooh,
he's staying
he
on
stares him.
stage when he has to, and he's just, if the stomp doesn't hit, he's waiting, he's watching,
Sarah
reacting,
again?
hitting offstage Sarah.
Did he get the recovery? He does. Oh, no. LDZ.
Recovery into ground pound. LDZ does get honored to get that recovery, though.
And Wrench just went all the way to the other side of the stage, waited for Eggsoup to pick up the weapon so that he could get that scoop.
He's maintaining patience, and he's making sure that he elongates his stocks for as long as possible. Even though he just lost it, I mean, it's a minute into the game, but they still have a lead.
Right, and they had to put so much focus onto him that Starlight's still holding on to the first stock here on this Surrey and doing a good amount of damage in return. Wrench now on his second stock. Finding a way. Ooh.
Starlight Sayer, that's such a good combo because you can just immediately wake up out of it because you're in the air. You can just spot dodge and catch the next guy coming in, do another sidelight, dodge up, come back down Sayer. There's so many options you can do out of a orb, Starlight Sayer.
Ooh, neutralite Starlight off to the right side of the stage. Goes for that high recovery, and the recovery on a Wrench. Wrench on the verge of losing the second stock pretty early on if he's not careful about it because he falls in that neutralite once again. Starlight doing such a great job stock tanking. Oh, man, finally down. Wrench just dodges for his life, but gets stared again by Eggsoup. Can LDZ get that weapon toss? Goes deep underneath, but Starlight trying to cover him, and he makes it back.
Barely.
Ooh, weapon toss comes down, bonks off Starlight, puts on that like 1 damage. Oh man, LDZ! Perfect position for that team combo, 2-piece stair finisher. Tries to get the downlay onto Starlight, and they're both just chasing it.
Look at
LDZ
Drew's
and Eggsoup.
pressure.
are the two players, I feel like, are the only ones that once they go off stage and they have somebody off there, they're both chase dodging in the same direction. Ooh, great side
save. Tries to go for that down stick. I do that a lot as Bovar too. You just kind of, you have to go for the down stick occasionally just because it's such a good move and it hits so hard and it spikes.
LDZ just fell down to his death there. Ooh! Down stick. LDZ goes in for the side air. Ooh. Start again. Oh man. LDZ. Dashes up the down air. Some of the Sair. Ooh, good neutral stick on the Starlight. Push him up towards the top. And oh, Eggsoup
nearly got a really solid hammer punish, but Eggsoup coming in with the save. Wrench is deep in the red, a sig away from being dead.
Oh,
Eggsoup tried to go for the give off the top.
Ooh, recovery goes down.
They both did recoveries, but they did in opposite directions, so it covered like every option.
Dang. Oh man, Eggsoup putting up the down six to distract Starlight as the orb went directly through the star that Fate draws with that down signature and ends up getting him off the bottom of the stage. And now Eggsoup and LDZ are up a game. How many games will Wrench and Starlight have to lose before the Bodvar goes away? Because something that I noticed as the game went further. You don't think so? Because Wrench started off super strong with the hammer, and then it almost felt like he defaulted back to the sword, and then it was like easier for LDZ.
Well, you see, if the hammer doesn't work, Wrench is a consistent sword player. I think that's something he likes to keep. So he can go back to the sword, but I don't think double guitars is what Wrench and Starlight are going for or what they want, because there's not that hard-hitting kill option that hammer is.
Okay. I can see it.
I mean, double guitars can work, but I don't think that's what Wrench and Starlight want. If they're forced into it, maybe, but I don't think it's anything that they're considering at the moment.
Ooh, went for that scoop. And LDZ ground pounds Eggsoup on accident, trying to connect with Wrenched. Eggsoup taking a lot of damage earlier on in this game, but LDZ off stage to be able to put on maybe a little bit more damage on the Wrenched. Missile down air, Starlight's wrenched away. Ooh, jumping Sair, Sairs him again. Puts Wrench so far off to the right.
Wrench getting something started with his hammer. Downlight Sair is going to finish off Eggsoup's stock. Tries to go for a cheeky gravity cancel end sig, but ends up missing.
Ooh. Tries to catch him out of the air, doesn't quite work, and Wrench now off the side. Goes to that side. Like, oh man, so many hits hitting at once. That just negated everything. Wrench tried to go up for that neutral air. Ooh. Eggsoup can't find the downer, but the second downer does connect. Chase dodges directly upwards. Can Wrench even make it back? Oh, recovery from Starlight trying to get him, but Wrench just ends up getting sent to his death. Oh!
LDZ manages to hit Eggsoup instead of Starlight, and Starlight just recovers.
Eggsoup and LDZ have like this 50-50 off stage at the moment, where it's like maybe they hit each other, maybe they hit their opponent.
And if they hit their opponent, the opponent's down.
That's true, but it feels like it's not working in their favor all the time now. Like this game goes in the favor of Wrench and Starlight,
especially now that Eggsoup
of how much team damage they're doing.
Deep red. A popular chase option after a Sair is that chase dodge into down air with the orb. Eggsoup is specifically going for that.
Eggsoup actually was able to recover back and take Starlight stock along with him. LDZ gotta be careful. Saired into the platform. Mammoth Fortress saving Eggsoup a little bit longer than he may originally would be living for. And ooh, downlight in his neutral light right away. Wrench is trying to go for that scoop. They have that stock, but LDZ gets the dare. Is that gonna be it? Oh man, Eggsoup somehow still living. LDZ with the down airs is able to put Wrenched off the side of the stage.
Building up damage on Starlight, getting it started on Wrenched.
Oh, falling down that side air. Wrench goes for the recovery. Down air in. Okay, ground pound into Starlight. Puts him off the side of the stage, and now side air from LDZ was able to put Wrenched and Starlight off to the right a little bit further, but LDZ has had the most success with Orb Dare off stage. In fact, I feel like Orb down air is just defining this match when it comes to their offstage interactions.
Because they're using it, if they're not using it to where they're just shooting straight down, they're bouncing it off the wall on the side of the stage to kind of cover that side of the stage so that people can't touch that.
LDZ went down relatively early to that weapon toss.
Wrenched is in the deep red. Go off stage with LDZ. LDZ building up more damage. Recovery does not finish off the stock.
A ton of damage was applied though. Goes for that side six. Sair puts Wrenched off. He goes all the way down to avoid that weapon throw, and LDZ doesn't get the kill. Starlight does a great job being able to stop LDZ from going to exactly where Wrench was going to recover. That down sig would have ended Eggsoup for sure. You see Eggsoup finally gets the down air. 3 different kinds of dares that we saw from Eggsoup. The down air on Orb almost feels like, what?
Another one.
It feels like there's 4 or 5 moves packed into that attack just because of how many ways you could get the orb to bounce off the stage.
It's very versatile move.
On the ground, off the wall, the only place that you can't bounce it off is the ceiling. It'd be kind of crazy if we had under the stage interactions like that.
And
I guess it's more common with Scythe than anything
like
else.
Orb Nair, you can just throw it up and it'll bounce
Oh, yeah,
off
it just
the bottom.
bounces down.
Actually, is that a thing? Has anybody tested that?
It's definitely not a thing.
Oh, okay.
I promise.
Aw, you can hear people.
Ooh, Starlight doing a great job in this 1v2. Nair from LDZ. Ground pound miss, but downlight kick Starlight off once again. Whoa, the weapon toss in
unison weapon toss.
Oh, can't find that side. Okay, down air from Eggsoup, not making it its way through. Starlight sent off stage once again.
And he's not going to make it back.
Can't even make it back on his own.
Game 2, that's 2-0 Eggsoup LDZ. They're up at 2-0. That is game 3. Is there going to be a switch? That's what's going to happen. Is
I'm
Wrench
hoping
going to
so,
switch
because
off
Wrench
the
is
boat
just
bar?
dying too soon. The hammer's not doing enough, and the sword I feel like would be much more comfortable if he was with a character that he was
I
more comfortable with.
I heard a Sentinel.
Are we just going further down the hammer line, right? Like, because he gets the guitars and the hammer, right?
He's been really liking hammer.
And if
especially
he
in twos.
feels like he needs guitars, we were talking about how double guitars might not necessarily be the best idea, but we were really talking about double Asuri, not double guitars.
But
and
this is still double
Sentinel.
guitars, but it's still he still has that.
And he has that hammer to be able to get those Sarah KOs, because when they're in deep red, we're seeing hammer Sarah actually connect. Is he staying with that Bodvar hammer that he was using before? I think he is.
I didn't see.
We'll find out shortly. They just can't decide whether or not they want to ban maps or not.
I'm interested because I've seen Wrench play Sentinel before. He kind of does it in custom games every once in a while, just
I
because
feel like
he really has been feeling this hammer recently.
I feel like it's not going to go well.
You think so? His SIG usage with Sentinel's hammer is
I
unique.
like Sentinel down sig quite a bit.
You know, he actually hits the side SIG and end SIG more
Okay.
often than D SIG, just because side SIG is such a good chasing option.
Right. And then Qatar, I think that any character like Core or Sentinel that has a down signature like they do on Guitars or Gauntlets where it splashes downwards in the ground and
Yeah.
hits all around them, has
The-
amazing
yeah.
utility off
Yeah.
stage, in
Wrenched
the
with the
air, on
Sentinel
the ground.
SIGs, that's
Lingers a
scary.
little bit with the electricity. Maybe they're able to find something from it here in game number 3 because LDZ and Eggsoup are on the verge of being able to take this 3-0 to move on to fight against Phazon and Remy once again. LDZ opening up with the recovery, and Eggsoup and LDZ both pick up an orb right away, and Starlight starts taking a huge beating.
Damage.
And Starlight has definitely been the stock tank so far throughout these 2 games.
It's because he does the chip damage. He's been just like slowly but surely trying to get those guitars to start up, get any kind of hardery he can, and punish where he can. And he just see how he just kind of lays back. That's how come Starlight doesn't do that much damage. He does put both of them into
And
a
there's
good
a down
offstage
sig that we were
position.
talking about twice in a row. We go for a third one. Oh, he goes for the grab pad instead, mixes it up. Third
Goes
down
for it.
sig. Just put the fear into that move being able to come out and then change it up.
Another
No, okay, no,
one.
Wrench
He's
is
just gonna
actually
keep
just
throwing on.
down.
He's like,
what just happened?
They'll hit eventually. It'll hit eventually. Just another down sig.
I was so focused on how many times Wrench was using down sig that I didn't even notice that blue team was demolishing them the entire time. Primarily Starlight. Starlight just going crazy off stage. Wrench and Starlight now with a very solid lead in game number 3. The Sentinel pick working out so far. But LDZ's fighting back. That side stick charged up just long enough to be able to get that bolt. Like in the Sayer
Downlight
side stick.
Sayer doesn't finish off Starlight's stock. You know, Starlight has been surviving the game in and game out so far.
Ooh, down sig down. The wrench and the recovery sends him flying off the top, and Starlight now avoids that weapon toss, able to hold on to stock a little bit longer. Could he potentially extend it to where he get LDZ or Eggsoup down to stock? Downlights are coming out. Oh man, avoid the neutral from LDZ, but then it's Sared by Egg on the way down, and Wrench taking a ton of damage during the respawn, just woes away. But no, Nair catches him to Sayer. Those little aerial orb attacks, those neutral airs, just catching them if they're not dodging them, can put them in a position to get sided right away. And there's that side stick that you're talking about from Wrench. Didn't work out and fed. Instead, found him unarmed.
And Wrench is now in his deep in red on his second stock.
Yeah, Starlight still playing the stock tank role, the most so far on this game. Downlight recovery takes out Egg. Will he turn over to LDZ? Sayer hits, does it, done. Starlight, maybe 4 KOs up so far, and Wrench actually able to dash in with a sidelight. Tag on a little bit more damage on the Egg before LDZ was able to respawn. Starlight is so unscathed on the second stock. Wrench goes down.
That thing is a lot more force
very
than I thought it had.
surprised. Yeah, like Mammoth Fortress in 2s, it's a pretty big map.
Uh-oh, LDZ manages to get back onto that side of the stage.
Scoop Starlight, put a little bit of damage onto him, doesn't matter. Wrench still playing with that hammer as you were talking about, Cider. Oh no, Side Sync just misses. Oh, LDZ!
Oh,
no
God,
mercy!
Both the blue team. Eggsoup manages to dodge out of it. That's like the perfect situation you want on as a team.
Right. Starlight goes down, and Wrench just running for his life gets sared. Oh, is Eggsoup going to go off the ground pound? Oh, Wrench trying to get that reversal with the recovery.
Risky ground pound.
Eggsoup taking so much damage. Another D-Light recovery, especially in the air. If Starlight's able to get that gravity cancel. Oh man, the recovery goes in and Eggsoup doesn't go down. That could happen in there, sends him flying, and LDZ has to fight this. 1 versus 2. Ground pounds down, trying to put more damage into Starlight. If he can take out Wrench, it could be possible, but Starlight has been playing so incredibly well. Didn't chase dodge after the recovery. Ends up getting hit by Wrench, and now LDZ is so close to losing the stock. Stomp, Sair doesn't work as the Stomp gets him on the way up from the side of the stage. Can LDZ find this finisher on the Wrench? Ground pound goes all the way low,
Wrench
just forces
starts
Wrench
to
away.
go
The weapon toss, LDZ trying to chase him.
Good decision to go around from Wrench. That Nair doesn't finish off LDZ's stock.
Ooh, goes for that gravity cancel down. Like the dodge is gone. The recovery is it.
recovery. Now, what were you saying about the Sentinel pick?
It worked out. Although I really just think that Starlight leveled up.
Yeah, okay. So this was definitely Starlight's
that
game.
offstage exchange, Wrench put out 5 guitar down 6 in a row. None of them hit, and yet somehow.
Hey, do you know what we call that?
LDZ
That's
and Eggsoup.
option
That's
coverage.
true. That is option coverage. You're absolutely right.
They can't, if they decide to dodge up, that Wrench was right there to spike them down.
Are they going back to Mammoth Fortress again? Starlight wants
Looks
it.
like it is.
Game number 4 underway. 2-1. LDZ and Egg staying on to their legends. Let's see if the offstage goes as poorly for them as it did last time. And we were talking about that, right? Offstage gameplay is hard to judge when it comes to how well it succeeds because it really only takes that one bad option
one
to
mistake.
lose an entire stock. And stocks, depending on the matchup in Brawlhalla, go a long way. Especially with how long
That's a lot of damage on
hold on to.
Wrenched. Eggsoup's still putting more damage onto Wrenched.
Ooh. LDZ and Wrench fighting offstage by themselves. And ooh, we could have a repeat of that situation against that ground pound comes down, even though Egg dodges in place. Recovery into Egg, the weapon toss.
Ground
Oh
pound.
no, ground pound goes down as Wrench going to go for it again.
Oh,
Oh,
this is perfect save.
but Wrench puts so much damage on with ground pounds. Offstage, hammer into unarmed. And now Starlight tries to go for the recovery. Eggsoup manages to avoid certain death. LDZ fighting Wrench once again with that recovery. Chase dodges all the way up, and Wrench goes all the way high just to be able to fall low with that side air. Downlight puts it on. Full recovery from LDZ. Down air's Wrench down towards the bottom of the stage, and recovery still doesn't manage to kill Eggsoup.
This is a game of who's going to lose their first stock first.
Ooh,
Is it gonna
ground
be
pound.
Wrenched?
Wrench doesn't make it back. Recovery almost certainly. Wow, Eggsoup's still living. Just needs to put a little bit more damage on the Wrench, and it's already worked. That Egg's got enough extra credit. He could lose the stock, but they're still going.
These orb follow-ups.
Oh, Wrench
so
fully charging that
consistent.
neutral sig. Takes a little bit of damage for his troubles, and this is what I'm talking about.
Sidelight downlight so that he doesn't get punished if he went for a Sair.
Good point. Side stick from Eggsoup. If it didn't hit, it would have allowed him to reposition. Neutral stick comes out on the Starlight, and now we have an opposite situation from game number 3 on to game 4. LDZ fighting Wrenched off stage, and that neutral air tags on a little bit more damage. That Sair will almost, if it didn't kill on its own, LDZ was done. He had no jumps. Weapon toss connects with Egg. Is Egg down 2? No!
Sair spike.
Starlight was able to finish it off. Evens up pretty quickly. Wrench fighting offstage with guitars, goes for the recovery.
Wrench
Ground
being
pound
a
from
little bit
LDZ.
dangerous off stage.
I'm surprised Eggsoup doesn't want to go down to join LDZ, playing a little bit
Well,
safer.
it's a good decision
recognizing-
because of how good, even though Scythe is really good off stage, but if there's 2 guitars off stage, there's
Right.
2 guitar nairs, and that's too much interrupt for Scythe to handle.
That's a great point. Because if you miss that neutral air or down air on Scythe, you're going to be spending a lot of time on recovery.
Oh,
Ooh, can LDZ make it back? No, he can't.
didn't.
Ground pound, no from Egg. Gets the return KO. Starlight goes down, and that's a huge deal because Wrench was definitely way more damage than Starlight was before that ground pound hit. We see that spear Sair almost killing from the other side of the stage. Egg and LDZ just focusing on the Starlight as Wrench goes off to the side of the stage. Ooh, man, tries to get back on. Dodged in place, but Starlight's neutral light was able to cover it.
Oh,
Oh,
that
man!
neutral light coming out from Egg.
Down here from Starlight puts Eggsoup off. Well, okay. That was not the right direction for LDZ to be able to use that signature. Wrench goes to that ground pound, misses. Down air doesn't punish. Cider sends Wrenched off, and now Wrench and Starlight both on their tournament stocks. But if LDZ's take it down, Eggsoup could very easily be eliminated in a 1v2. LDZ has to be careful. Leave the offstage play to Eggsoup, perhaps.
Recovery.
Oh, stops there. Eggsoup. I thought that was going to go on LDZ for sure, but Starlight and
Starlight
stack
has
it
a
up.
dodge left.
Okay, LDZ just needs to run. That stomp there comes out. Can Wrench get the recovery? Oh,
No, he doesn't
quick hit
get
it.
LDZ goes around.
And so much damage on the egg on the way back as LDZ had to spend so much time recovering underneath the bottom
Downlight
stage.
grab
The
pound,
downlight
that's gonna
grab
be
pound.
the
Okay, Wrenched and Starlight about to bring it to a game number 5. Starlight heavily damaged. If Eggsoup can get through. Good starter. Neutral sig punished very well. If Starlight just stays ground, that down sig or that neutral sig will never hit from Eggsoup. And the down sigs begin. Can Eggsoup make it back, or is this going to be the grab pound that ends it all? Oh no, falling there. Doesn't quite work out. Wrench fully charged that neutral signature, just trying to get that finish off somehow. Downlight from Eggsoup does not hit anybody. Stares Wrenched away.
Now Egg has to make sure he chooses his punishes wisely, because any move that locks him in place, unless it's taking him away from the stage, could get punished. Perfect
spot dodge the down sig. Oh no! Wrenched hits the neutral sig on the Starlight. Eggsoup in the 1v1. Takes him down. The recovery hit sends him flying. But Eggsoup still alive, has the orb. Wrenched. Now on the guitars, this is his weapon of choice, but he's not on the Asuri. Will the 1v1 play out the same way? Eggsoup trying to bounce the down air into Wrench. There's Starlight side air. Chase dodges forward, goes for the recovery. No, the nair bounces Egg off the bottom of the stage. Wrenched picks up the hammer. Goes for the weapon toss. Stair hits it, and Wrenched, despite taking out Starlight, is able to take out game number 4, breaks into game 5. Really, really nerve-wracking situation for Wrench.
Yeah, after the end sig, I was like, wait, this could be anybody's game.
Very terrifying, but I mean, Eggsoup really never got back into a neutral state. It felt like even though Wrench does that pivot neutral sig onto Starlight, Eggsoup was still stuck in a state where he was recovering all the time. And Wrench did a great job of utilizing every new weapon spawn, just tossing it away, not caring what he had, and found that cider to be able to take Eggsoup down. Now we're going to game number 5. Is it back on Mammoth Fortress, or are they mixing up finally? No. Game number 5 is going to be on Mammoth. And that was a really close final, or game 4.
Some early damage build up for Eggsoup and LDZ.
Side air, Starlight, and Wrenched off the side. Good little ground pound from LDZ. Ground pound again.
Ground pound.
Can he get Wrenched down for good? Oh!
Eggsoup is there with the throw.
return. He did touch, though, so he got all his recovery and his jumps back. Ooh, a little clash there from Wrench and Starlight, but Wrench manages to make it back. A big deal for the blue team.
That was interesting because Starlight realized that he hit his partner with that downlight, so he wanted to see if he can cover any options, or so he's trying to punish him. Good decision from Starlight.
D-Light Cider puts Wrenched off the left side of the stage. LDZ and Eggsoup now up a stock apiece. Oh, no, not yet. Starlight's actually doing really well with his first stock.
Yeah, Starlight's the healthiest one.
Ooh, team combo under Wrenched. Puts him into the deep yellow. It is always a viable strategy in Brawlhalla to focus on just taking one player down first. But it doesn't work out there as Wrenched able to get that side air. Great edge guard. Started by Starlight, ended by Wrenched.
Damage build up onto Wrench coming from Eggsoup. Wrench is on his second stock deep in the red now.
Ooh, neutral stick from Eggsoup was a little bit too high.
I think Wrench is playing a little bit too risky. He's just trying to pull people off stage, but I don't think that's a good idea with any orb, even with Spear in the situation that he's in, because one Spear there would put him off stage for too long. And you see right there, weapon toss into the KO.
And also to mention that it's not just against orb; it was also the state that Wrench was in with the stock count
the situation.
And the damage.
It wasn't the most ideal place for him to be.
Starlight's still up with 3 stocks. Could go away at any moment, but LDZ and Egg, as I was talking about, completely viable strategy just to be able to go for one person.
Out everywhere.
And if you steer them correctly, why not? Wrench is staying up the stage, going for the hammer recovery. Ooh, ground pound. Managed to get through, but LDZ was able to get the return damage. Doesn't really care if he hits Eggsoup because any damage on the Wrenched is permanent, because once that stock's gone, it's done for the blue team, essentially. Eggsoup trying to take Starlight off the top super early on. Snipes with the downer, gets the ground pound. Another dare! Can Egg get up the side air, puts him on the stage?
He did not interrupt the recovery. He didn't throw one out.
Ooh, and Wrench gets a nice side air off the side stick from Eggsoup. Egg thought he was safe, but Wrench turned around, swat him aside. Stocks are brought to dead even. Nair's LDZ. That guitar Nair is sending LDZ so far away. Oh man, LDZ is deep.
He's
red.
deep. He's
that
nearly
is barbecue color red. Comes to the side air. Egg puts him off the stage. Gets the recovery, and now Wrench trying to make it back. Dodges towards the stage, and LDZ set flag and still somehow living. At this point, I feel like you might as well just get rid of the stock so that you could be on the stage more to help your teammate.
So spending all the time recovery, that is something you have to consider. But Egg
finally goes down.
Not very damaged. So
right.
there's
If
nothing
Egg
really
was
to worry
taking a
about.
lot more damage, maybe LDZ would have thought about that. But ooh, double recovery from Starlight. Wrench still managing to live. He's playing a lot less risky, as we were talking about earlier, but the ground pound takes Starlight down. Wrench just needs to live. Go under the stage. Anything.
Do it. Just go for orb stuff.
Okay, down air after down air. Oh no, Wrench gravity cancel neutral 6, and it works into a recovery. He manages to get damage on without taking any himself, and Starlight fighting off stage, gets the recovery, tries to get it with the downlight. But LDZ and Eggsoup are both just putting their orb down out in front of them with that down air. Neutral 6 takes Wrench down, and then the 1v2 of a lifetime. Starlight has to win this to move on.
Yeah, this
Eggsoup
is
and
game
LDZ
5.
wants that reset, or wants that rematch against Phazon and Remy. Ooh, neutral sig doesn't quite hit. Neutral lighted from from LDZ, and now Starlight gets hit by that Sair unarmed. It's looking grim for Starlight to Surrey.
He has to find a way to get onto stage.
Down
Spear
air, dash
there,
jump,
weapon
down air,
toss.
weapon
That's gonna
toss.
be it.
LDZ and Eggsoup take it 3-2 over Wrenched and
Now, after the
Starlight.
set, even though Starlight and Wrench did manage to lose, what did you think about Wrenched Hammer? What's your opinion on it?
I think it's developing. I feel like it is an understatement to say that Starlight played out of his mind in that set.
Definitely
Starlight played incredibly well.
played
There were so many situations where Starlight was on 3 stocks to Wrench's 1 stock, and Starlight was doing a ton of damage as well. It wasn't like at the end that he was just stock tanking and not being effective.
Yeah.
And then Wrench was being able to find those